my first 3 months ownership, and yeah, today I thought I would talk a bit about that, how it's been living with the car. And to do that, what I thought I would do is also combine it with coming to my first mountain pass drive in my GT4 of the summer. So here I am, just arrived at the Alpen Pass. Weather coming in, good old Switzerland. You wake up in the morning, you head out, it says sunny all day. You get at your location an hour later and it says it's probably going to rain and storm in an hour. That is the Swiss Alps. You never know what's going to happen. As I said, just over 3 months ownership now since I bought the car from Queneo, and I've not looked back one day. You may have noticed also it's a bit lower. I've had it lowered 14 millimeters. Sportec did it for me a couple of weeks ago. If you don't know, Porsche GT cars come from factory with adjustable suspension. You don't need to waste money on aftermarket suspension. You can adjust the stock suspension, and that's one of many things that makes Porsche GT cars so good. So we lowered the suspension, we balanced the wheels, they adjusted the camber a bit as well. So not only did they lower the car, but they set up my suspension even better. And let me tell you, I thought it was good from stock, but the way this thing now turns into the corner with the adjusted camber, it's unreal. Quite literally unreal. I don't know the limit of this car, and I'm probably not a good enough driver to find out the limit of the car. It just blows me away. What is this? This does not look good. Dropping off road. Please don't scratch, please. Oh, that sounded expensive. Thanks, Switzerland, for doing non-stop building work on the streets. So as I was saying, I've lowered my car 14 millimeters more, and I was just about to tell you that I've had no problems so far with driving this car over speed bumps and so on. That's the first time that I've heard it rub. Oh no, this is embarrassing. It took me so long to cross that the light up here has gone green and the traffic's coming down. Well, it's not my fault, Switzerland. Sort your streets out, because that was ridiculous. That is no street for a sports car. Now I'm nicely sweating for the day. Carry on up the mountain pass. I do get asked a lot the question, can you live with a GT4? Is it a stress? I wouldn't say it's the car to daily drive. You could daily drive it. It wouldn't be the worst thing. So in Zurich, with my car lowered, I've not had it scrape on one speed bump or anything. It's been totally fine. That then was quite extreme, so I'm not surprised that it scraped. This car sitting a little bit lower just adds to that whole race car look. I'm struggling to find words to describe how much I like this car. I mean, first mountain pass feels fantastic. Oh, I've waited for this day for so long. Not only to experience GT4 ownership, but to take it onto a mountain pass. The way it goes around the corner, oh, 8,000 RPM gear changes. I've now done 3,500 kilometers. The car's totally run in, and it just feels now the best. The best that it's ever felt since I've had it. Now my car's been run in, I do believe it has launch control. I think it does. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm willing to find out. We should definitely try that. I'm not sure how to do this. I think I have to put EC off. Oh, okay. Wasn't the smoothest. Launch control then, on a hill as well, started rolling back. But it does have it, so that's a good thing. We will try that again in a better place. It holds the revs at 5,000 RPM, so relatively high. But anyway, back to, living with the GT4. It's got plenty of luggage space. Luggage space is just fantastic. For a sports car, I think it doesn't get much better than this. You've obviously got the front and the back compartment because it's a mid-engined car. Right. This is how big the front luggage space is in the GT4. I can fit in here. That's pretty good considering it's a two-seater hardcore sports car ready for the track. Not bad at all. Another question I get asked a lot is it difficult living with a manual gearbox? For me, not at all. It is just such a pleasure living with a Porsche manual gearbox. First tunnel in the GT4, I'm not sure I've done one yet. Let's try one. Cheeky tunnel run in the GT4. Not bad. Yeah, I think we can all agree that this with an aftermarket exhaust on would be insane. The onboard computer system is terrible and outdated. I never use the maps, I just use the maps on my phone because, well, it's just awful. I'm a huge fan of the Porsche steering wheels. It's so comfortable. It's just so nice to look at. And no buttons. Thank you, Porsche. 0 buttons. Do I miss having buttons on the steering wheel? No, I definitely don't. I love that there's nothing on there. I don't need anything. Something I don't like, I don't know if this is on all cars or I don't quite understand it yet. Maybe one of you guys can explain it to me. When driving the car, even though it's up to temperature, more than up to temperature, if I've been driving it for, let's say, an hour, I stop for 5 to 10 minutes, get back in, turn the car on, the choke comes on every time. So you sit there, it's revving super high. People were looking at you thinking, what is this guy doing? Why is he sat there with his foot on the accelerator? And yeah, I just don't get it. And living with this engine, 4 litre flat 6, it's a dream. It's an absolute dream. I love the amount of power, not too much. It's realistic power for the real world with the speed limits, especially since the suspension's been lowered and set up properly. Whoa. So satisfying. And this, of course, not being a 911, having a mid-engine, the balance is just mwah. It's so well balanced. Look at this, it's cruising round on the speed limit. No slip, nothing. Flat to the floor. Never get bored of driving this car. There we go, I love my GT4, something that you guys already knew. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Thanks for being part of my GT4 adventure. But for me, it's ciao for now.